What you are looking at here is a Homestead Geneva Homestar. 6 blades, 52 inches, white finish. The Geneva part of the model name refers to the fan's outward appearance, in this case namely the faceplate. The Homestar part of the model name refers to the fan's method of control, using Homestead's Homestar wall control system, which is essentially their answer to Casablanca's IntelliTouch system. I believe the two systems were even designed by the same person. And it offers 6 speeds, a fan reverse function, a dimmable light function, as well as a few other programmable bells and whistles. The control can be seen right over here on the wall. Now, real quick, I want to take a moment to address something that was brought to my attention via a comment in the first video I did of a Homestar Homestead, the Coventry, and that being the symbol that is on the fan control switch. Clearly that is meant to depict a 4-bladed ceiling fan in motion. However, it also quite closely resembles a symbol that represents a certain European political party that was most prominent during World War II. Yeah, nice design there, Homestead. Anyways, now I'll take a look at the fan itself. It has a Homestead label wrapped around the base of the switch housing, saying Homestead 3 separate times. The blades are of an antique white finish. These blades did not originally belong to this fan. They originally came with a polished brass Stratford superfan, but I put these blades on here and gave that fan a set of glossy oak. And it looks pretty good. So now we will go ahead and demonstrate the fan. Right there is speed number 1. Fan, for some reason, does not make a beeping sound when it first goes on to speed 1. Must just be a little malfunction in the board, or maybe an oversight in the programming, I don't know. Speed 1 is nice and aesthetic, just about on par with Speed 1 on an IntelliTouch Casablanca. Now we'll go to Speed 2. If the fan will let me. There we go. Just had to reset it. That is something that does sometimes happen with this one, where if I leave it on a certain speed for a period of time, it will lock up and not change. The speed won't change from there. Homestar is not necessarily a super unreliable system, but it is very finicky and in no way user-friendly, so I can certainly understand how these did not sell overly well, and as such are not at all common in current day. The Geneva is definitely the most common Homestar model that I've seen anyways. Others such as the Chippendale and I believe the Portofino do still pop up every now and again, but are quite rare nevertheless. And of course the Coventry is obscenely rare. And even still, Genevas are, I'd say, uncommon, borderline rare. Speed 2 is a nice functional low setting, putting off a nice faint breeze. Let's see if we can get it up to speed 3 now. Fan runs very well. No bearing noise and only a tiny bit of motor hum. Just wish the control wouldn't lock up when I leave it on any given speed for more than like 45 seconds. But it's old technology, what are you going to do? There is speed 4. As I've stated before, while other models like the Coventry and the Chippendale that got Homestar were offered in other control types, as far as I know, the Geneva was Homestar exclusive. This is the only control type it ever got. There's speed 5. Which is already pretty fast. About as fast as high speed on a standard generic builder type fan of today. and speed 6. Fan is very well balanced with minimal difference in blade pitch and no wobble on the fan itself, which is especially good for a 6-bladed fan. And this thing is blowing air like a boss. Having 6 blades certainly helps it, I'm sure. But even with 4 blades, this would still be a great performer, as I believe the flywheel on this fan does have the screw holes set up where you can do the fan with either 4 blades or with 6. This is something that Homestead did with most of their fans in the latter half of the 80s and into the 90s. And one other note about the flywheel is that, thankfully, the one in it is in very good shape and nigh indestructible, as it is not one of the crappy Homestead flywheels, but rather a contrast flywheel supplied by the same company that supplied the motor, as all Homestar fans use contrast motors. And there you go, a white Homestead Geneva Homestar ceiling fan.